to Centurions Corner, and today we are doing another upgrade as we're a bit sort of scarce at the moment for reviews. I've got a few more figures coming this week, so hopefully we'll get some more reviews out there of new figures. But today we're going to actually upgrade Q9-0. I've been anticipating to do this one for a long time, and I kind of keep umming and ahhing how I'm going to do it, because I don't want to use too much gunmetal, but I think what we're going to have to do is really gunmetal this guy up, make him a bit more robot-y, bring a bit more realistic into the actual bandolier part here, because it does look quite plasticky, but his details and all that in the actual figure look really nice. And I just think it just needs a really bit of a spruce up so we can actually see these details in there as well. So I'm going using a few references. There's not really a lot of reference for this guy because he was quite in the dark in the actual episode. And then down here's got some wires underneath this bandolier as well, so maybe these might need a little bit of colour as well. I'm not too sure if they're just all black or if they're a bit like C-3PO, you know. We'll chrome off the eyes as well to give them a really nice kind of really glossy kind of look. I really like this kind of sort of rustic look that he has already on the side, so I'll probably keep this part. I probably won't overpaint that because I think it's done quite well. However, we're going to have to repaint all these parts and then put the rust back on, but with lots of silver as well, so he kind of looks a little bit rustic but not too bad, to be honest with you. And then obviously we do a little bit on the gun as well. So I guess without further ado, let's get this upgrade on the way. So first up, what we want to do is grab your gunmetal, and we're just going to literally cover the figure completely. I'm not going to actually do the joints with this at this time. I'm just literally going to do all the armor plates, so the shoulders, the front torso, the leg plates like the upper thighs, the shins and the head. I'm actually going to leave the articulated areas. So for the articulated areas, I'm just going to use the black. I'm just going to add a little bit of water to it. I just want it to go matte because the dark grey kind of looks a bit odd with the figure. So with all the bits underneath, a bit like C-3PO, he's got black hands, black elbows, a black neck and black knees and stuff like that. So anywhere the figure is sort of like bending, I'm just putting it there. Also with the black, there's actually some wires slightly painted on these sort of bottom admin bit, so I'm just going around that and filling that in black as well. So while the figure is just drying off, I'm just going to paint the gun up with gunmetal as well. I'm not going to worry about the stock. And then grabbing your brown, we're going to go over the bandolier. Just the lighter parts of the bandolier I'm going to paint up this time, just to give it that kind of sort of more weathered look, more realistic. So for his eyes, I'm using the Molotov chrome liquid pens. These are brilliant and they give off a nice good shine. I've got two types in there. The larger one I'm using on the eyes here, and once it's dry I'm going to use the thinner pen to go around putting all the little silver notches and dents all over his body as well as the gun. So with the gold, I'm just going to grab a bit of sponge and then just dab it on the side, so it's just got slightly a little bit of paint on there. I'm just going to push it around on the actual figure, just speckle it around just to give off that sort of bit of weathering kind of shine again, like he had a bit at the beginning, like the rust. And then for the end, we're just going to go over and just do a bit of a black wash on the figure itself, just to add a little bit more depth, a little bit more weathering over it, just to bring it all into line. All finished and weathered and ready to join the rest of his Mandalorian brothers on the shelf. And yeah, I don't know why I not got onto this one a lot sooner, to be honest with you. He's come out really nice. I didn't, as I said, I didn't want to cover him completely in gunmetal, but once I started just putting a slightly little bit on there, I was like, damn, I'm in with it. I'm going the whole hog. He just looked really cool, and just having the shimmer come off from the lights and stuff, he looks really nice. So we haven't really used a lot of paints again on this, which is pretty cool, and it's kind of paints that we've used in the other upgradings before, so we don't have to go out there and buy other ones. So the main one that we have used is the old Gunmetal X10 on here. So we completely covered his whole body in those parts, just all the sort of armoured parts and other areas, so I'll go over it in a minute. The other paint that we have used is the sort of Gold Leaf X12, and then obviously I used that with a sponge over the top of it, getting rid of most of the residue on it and then just tapping it on there. You can't really see it, but we'll show it off in a minute. You will see some of the other areas. The other main colour that we have used is XF68, and that's the brown, which we've done around on the bandolier and all those other areas. And I've got two blacks here because one is my wash and one is actually just my paint part on there. So yeah, we've done the black wash over it, and then with the actual paint I just added a tiny little dab of water with a little bit of with mainly the paint sort of thing on there. It gives off a really nice matte look. So they're all the bits that I've used in the actual creases of his arm, around his neck and in his sort of joints and stuff like that, just to give it off, get that horrible plastic grey that they used, get rid of it completely, and it just gives off that sort of bit more depth in there as well. And then I've got the chrome pens. You can pick these up from Amazon for about 10 quid, and they come with two sort of different nibs. You've got a larger one and you've got a thin one, and I thought these are completely dried out, so I've not used them for a long time. But yeah, so obviously we've done the lenses up here, and then I used the thin one to actually just do all the details around on the actual body itself. So yeah, not too bad. So taking a closer look at the figure, we can go from the top and down to the bottom. So you see his eyes, you can actually see me. That's how good they are, like hello. So yeah, they're the chrome eyeballs on there, with a bit of detailing, really bringing up those detail parts on there. The black around on the crease of the neck, you know, so it doesn't break away. We've done the actual lines on here. He's got dents and scuffs as well that we've applied with the silver pen. And then going down to his body, you can see the gold just flicking off on there, just for that other little bit of rust, but mainly it's the silver and the gunmetal. The wash and doing all the little silver nub bits on the actual sort of all the what you call like the press studs and stuff on that one there, really sort of brings up the detail on these parts, really brings up like the leathering effect rather than that horrible plastic that they seem to be using. Then coming down to the arms, and obviously we got the darker elbows where we've done that kind of little black washing on the hands as well. I kept that silver gold part, I didn't touch that, I haven't touched the wires either. And then going down to his legs as well, looking really cool. Around on the back, got all that extra details and the chip-ins and all those malarkeys around on the back as well. And obviously we have done his gun, just done a bit of silver in effect and the silver at the end, but it didn't really need it too much. I didn't paint the stock, I just done the silver studs and stuff on there. So yeah, really nice, really cool. I'm glad I've actually got around to doing it, because it looks, I'm really quite chuffed with him how he's turned out, to be honest with you. So let me know in the comments down below, are you going to try this one? And let me know what other figure you would love to see upgrading that we haven't done on the channel yet and that I have in my collection. So don't forget, you can follow me on Instagram, which is in the description down below. You've got Zavvi codes, you've got merchandise, you've got other ways if you want to donate to the channel as well, and all that malarkey that's down there. So until next time, take care and I'll see you soon. Bye!